Now Elliott. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. Again, it's Elliott. Trying to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On the sneak, it's Prescott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott keeping it himself on the quarterback sneak. And the Cowboys are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, you mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
This taken in at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen. They need for it to happen now.
Akers hit. He coughs it up. And the Cowboys have recovered. And they put it on the ground here on the 2nd drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it is the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical, because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see. Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need...
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Holding, offense.
So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Prescott. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see the defender of this caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Prescott now. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Elliott. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Open man Lamb, it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Here's Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very...
Touchdown! James Washington, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Garibay on to attempt the point after. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's James Washington who finishes things with a touchdown reception. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. Out of crease here as he's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there. And if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are. And I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
It's now 3rd down and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Taking it about the 16. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. But Charles, they're really stringing these possessions and scores together early. We're still in the first quarter, but if they can score again here, look out.
Yeah, and as you taught me when we're broadcasting games, one word we're supposed to avoid, and that's blowout. But that's exactly what's going on here. Down 3 possessions just the first quarter. That goes beyond any worst-case scenario we might have thought coming into this game. And another touchdown here, that should eliminate any hopes for any type of a comeback.
It's another 1st down on what will be a gain of 21 yards. From the red zone now, Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Garibay on for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's James Washington who finishes things with a touchdown reception. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. Taken at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Now Stafford. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3. The 24-yard line.
Now Stafford. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing is Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. The numbers a week ago for Kupp. 3 catches, 5 yards past 100, and a touchdown.
And you know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated.
Salivated.
Yes.
The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Stafford. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. There he goes right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Garibay on to attempt the point after. Now he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket. Beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Open man right side is Cup, complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Here's Stafford. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Taken from just outside the 30. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. On 2nd and 10, Prescott. And this one's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 17-yard line.
1st down, Cowboys.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Prescott. And he's got it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Elliott trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. One man in the backfield. That's Elliott on 2nd and goal. He's going to get it again. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
That was the kind of play that this defense needed because it has not been a good half for them on that side of the football. Maybe they can use that one to regroup a little bit and start to play a little bit better.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Cowboys are able to add on to their first half lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Garibay on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll run on first down with Akers. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Stafford now to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And the Cowboys have recovered. In their locker room, they've got a sign that says defense wins championships. And Charles, they pointed to that this week, said that has to be us. Looking good early.
I like how you saw that because of the bold letters, right? You saw the emphasis that they place on that and what they believe in. And for them, it's every single snap. So it's not just a matter of getting to the quarterback and knocking the ball free. They're trying to read when that ball is going to come free. As soon as those hands separate to throw the ball, they want to be there and have a chance to knock it out.
Touchdown, Cowboys! Dalton Schultz, 30 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, I mean, at this point, what more do we say here? I got nothing.
And you know, so many people talk all the time about having announcer-less games, and they want that. This could be a candidate for it, because if we stay here and do this, we're going to have a lot to fill in the second half.
There's still another half. Garibay on to attempt the point after. And the route is on here in this first half. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Taking it about the 1. On the return is Brandon Powell. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
On Stafford for the third time is intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
And so close, he gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17. Again, it's Elliott. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. One man in the backfield, that's Elliott on second and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his fourth rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys just continue to roll. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1 yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he'll be brought down around the 7 yard line.
And in our meeting with the special teams coordinator, we asked him, what's your philosophy on bringing the ball out? Do you give him a red light? Do you keep him in? Green light, let him go?
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his second touchdown of the game and fifth on the year. And the Cowboys extend their lead yet again. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on third down, Stafford. Over the middle, complete. It's Robinson. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so, they're going to be diligent about throwing the flags.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. He finds Robinson. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On first down, Stafford here. Over the middle, it's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll run here with Akers. And this time they were waiting for him, as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground, and the Cowboys have recovered.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. Now the Cowboys are going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Meanwhile, Dak's throw there caught by Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. That is caught by Lamb. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Cowboys first down.
To the air again, Prescott. Looking for the end zone. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys would extend their lead here just before halftime. The extra point up and good by Garibay. And the route is on here in this first half.
Rams nothing.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We start over in London, Game 2 of this year's International Series, as it's the New York Giants as the visitors taking on Green Bay, where it was the Giants acting as the visitors who were able to come away with the victory. Sterling Shepard, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Josh Allen, 3 touchdown passes as his guys stay unbeaten on the year. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And there were a few factors as to why they built this good-size advantage, but the rushing numbers were not all that amazing. We'll see if they can pick it up in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Rams, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. This take it in at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Matthew Stafford and the L.A. Rams returning on offense.
And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
And even the great ones go through phases like this, like what we just saw. And most of them, they have such a mental capacity to throw it out and essentially start over. I think that's where he's headed now.
He's got his opportunity to throw it out. Let's see how he does.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense.
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Taken at the goal line. This out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Stafford going to give this to Akers. Oh, what a juke into space. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. To throw is Stafford. And he'll just get rid of it.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 26.
That's another Rams 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Back to throw, Stafford. That'll be caught by Cup. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Cowboys force the turnover They'll take over at their own 27. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
On the slant, he finds Washington. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Again, 13 yards. First down, Dallas.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. They go to Elliott again. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
It's now 4th down.
Running with Elliott. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. He gets it complete to Jackson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
And the Cowboy 1st down.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. James Washington, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys have got it on cruise control. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they... take possession. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
It's complete to Robinson. And he's going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On the counter, this is Akers.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Now it's Stafford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now Stafford. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for L.A. This is fielded at the 27. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And let's gauge our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. On 2nd down, Elliott. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
It's caught by Jackson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
First down, Dallas.
Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. It's Jackson again on the reception. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Well, there's a new man here under center. What do you think they saw to acquire him, Charles?
I think they went back to their old scouting reports because those never go away. And I think that they liked him when he was coming out of school. Didn't have the opportunity to get him. But now with this opportunity, they think they can get him back to those former levels.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Minshew.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Touchdown! CeeDee Lamb. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Rams, nothing.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10.
At their own 20-yard line. Now Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Minshew sets to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw it, Minshew. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Deshaun Jackson. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The football going back to the Rams now. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
So here's a... And at the 38. Stafford. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing is Stafford. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Micah Parsons
dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on third down.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves him well short for fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Dallas returns on offense, and among the weapons, Michael Gallup at wide receiver. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good, too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Inside give to Elliott. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Minshew.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Minshew throwing on third down. And he'll find Washington. That's complete.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A give to Elliott. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
It's a pickup of 3.
From the 44, Minshew. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 25-yard line. They'll drop to throw. That's caught once again by Gallup. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. He'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding. Offense.
He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Throwing on second and long. Minshew to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
On the left side, Gallup's got it. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be fourth down. And he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, two's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
It's a turnover on downs.
Stafford on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Stafford. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Throwing on third down, Stafford. And now here is another interception. Picked off by... Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And this offense on third down today, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with career touchdown number 75. And the Cowboys add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. On third down and short and everything well executed, he not only gets the first down, Charles, he gets the touchdown as well.
And you see the defense commit to the run so often in these situations. There's always that little bit of hesitancy, isn't there, partner? Thinking that they may play action you. They took advantage of that hesitancy and found their way into the end zone with a running play.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. L.A. readies for its next possession. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? and he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Puts it on the carpet. It's out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out.
Second down and 7.
A 3-yard pickup.
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. So third down, they need to get 28 for a first. Off play action, it's Minshew. That's caught by Jackson.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A gain of 15.
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Minshew, 1st and 10.
Out of his hands quick to Jackson. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. It'll be Minshew again. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. L.A. set to take over again on offense.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Stafford's throw.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the fourth quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
To throw again on second down. Stafford
looking underneath.
And he loses the football a second time. But it looked like a Rams player was able to get his hands on it, yes. So they will hold on to the football indeed. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Stafford. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder what plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Throwing again on second down. Stafford
throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Again, it's Stafford. Throw left side, complete to Cup.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. On first down at Stafford. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together.